Our school year runs from the beginning of September to the end of August. I'm wrapping up the 2010-2011 school year and putting the final pieces into the plan for the 2011-2012. When I make plans for the coming school year, I have three things that guide that planning process, even guide the organizing of it all. And that is our family values, our educational philosophy, and our interests as individuals and as a family. And so those things will be reflected in what I'm showing you, but you need to make your own plans and organize your own school year, the actual year and the actual things that you are learning according to your family values and your family's interests. I first of all want to show you last year's plans and record keeping. We moved the beginning of this summer, but the preparation for that move pretty much consumed January, this whole year, January until our actual move in May, and then into the summer, and we're actually moving again in a couple of months. So it's been a real intense year, and homeschooling was very relaxed and very just bare bones basic. I have our binder from last year organized fairly simply into the plans that I had made, first off, and then the learning that we did together as a family, about this much, the learning that we did together as a family, because lots of what we do and I do with the kids, it's all together. And we take a field trip and we've all had that experience. We've all learned that. We write poetry together. We talk math at the supper table. There's just so many things that we do. We go on family hikes every weekend. There's just so much we do together as a family that is learning. And so I have a family learning section, and then I have each of the children in their own sections. And for simplicity, and because we were moving and I was having to pack boxes and not have access to all my school stuff during the summer, I just kept everything in one binder. And I just finished this up the end of August, just a few days ago actually, just finishing filing, putting all the things that they wanted to save in this binder. And we call it the learning portfolio or the year school portfolio. And in the past, this is what we have taken to the certified teacher who did our assessments when we lived in Maine. This is what we took to her, and she would go through it, and the kids would talk to her about things that they learned. And this is what I used for their assessment. And at the very beginning, I have put in, the plans, what I wanted to do school-wise. And I mean, they're really informal because of having moved this past year. It was just a lot about the move. And so my plans looked something like this, right? This was for last October, November. This was kind of how I sketched out plans. And, not the most formal looking plans, but they worked. I encourage you to do what works for you in the seasons of life that you find yourself in. New babies, moving, stressful times when you have to keep things really simple. You really can. You can keep them really simple. Simple plans. Keep track of what your kids are learning on a day-to-day basis. And that's really what I've done for the last year. However, this year I'm getting a little bit more intentional about the planning and the record keeping. What I want to show you is how I'm doing the planning for 2011 and 12 and how I'm going to do the record keeping. First of all, this is Mama's planning and record keeping binder. I love using these white binders, or they can be other colors, but the ones that have the plastic on the outside, because I can slip in inspirational, just things I want to look at and meditate and dwell on in the covers. So on the front cover of the family, of the binder that I keep track of, I have a scripture that I like to meditate on for our family, and kind of it's a little bit of what I am praying for our homeschool year this year. And then on the back, I've just slipped in our philosophy and the basics of our family values. This is nothing formal. This is just written out on loose leaf. And I like just to have that handy, just as a visual reminder. Some people put that up, on their wall or something. It might be in your family, the family mission or something. But I like keeping it really handy because I find myself throughout the year looking at what other people are doing here at Simple Homeschool and other people that I know and on blogs, and saying, oh, that person is doing that with their 12-year-old, or their 8-year-old can already do that, or isn't that cool, that thing that they're doing, but we're doing something different, and that's okay. And I like to remind myself of why we're doing what we're doing, and I like to have that visually here. Good morning, this is Renee at Fimby, and I'm here at Simple Homeschool. I'm just doing a test. I'm just testing. Good morning, I'm Renee Tuga from Fimby, and I'm here at Simple Homeschool today to show you how I have done the planning. And so what I wanted to show you was how you are in. I encourage you to Good morning. My name is Renee Tuga, and